Yo, what the f is the deal? We're back once again. This time, we're doing rifle dry fire. I want to clear this rifle just so you guys know that I'm safe and we're all safe here. We're in a safe and controlled environment, aka my room. There's no ammo in the gun, nothing in the magazine. I will be working with the magazine today, but I have dummy rounds, so nothing to really be worried about. I won't be shooting anything accidentally or on purpose. Okay. I don't want to make this too long because there's a lot of dry fire tips out there already, and I want to be the first one to say that none of these ideas are original or my own. This is a compilation of things that I found out from rifle shooters, from people on Instagram, YouTube videos, all over the internet. Anything that I'm going to tell you right now, I guarantee you could do a little bit more research and find the exact thing. But you're here because you want to hear me say it, I hope. So, first things first, I want to tell you guys about the rifle. It's a 16-inch Daniel Defense M4 V9. It's a borrower that I'm using right now until I save up for my new upper, because people that's been around for a while know my last upper had a lot of issues with the gas system. So I'm just borrowing this for the time being. I have a match this Friday. It's a low light match, and it'll probably be my last rifle match, so I want to do a little bit of dry fire. So with that being said, first things first, I want to tell you guys the safety is probably the biggest thing that you want to do or deal with when you're working with dry fire. Ingraining the use of your safety in dry fire will only help you in live fire. I have dry fired so much that it does not feel right taking a step without having my safety on. So obviously when you're not on the sights, you want your safety on. When you're on the sights, you can take your safety off. And then when you pull it back down, safety goes back on. You can hear the clicking of it every time. So I like to do this in my spare time, just pulling the sights up to my eyes, flicking the safety on and off. That's one real easy thing to do for, just getting used to using your safety. But in the grand scheme of things, I'm just gonna start off with something very easily. So I'll turn this camera on. It's the same setup as last time. I have a USPSA target there, USPSA target there, and a bunch of IPSC targets that are a little bit farther away. I use the front targets, the USPSA targets, to help me practice my height over bore. So if you didn't know, your optic and your barrel have a space in between the two to where within a certain distance, your bullets will be hitting lower than where your red dot is on the target. So practicing your height over bore and dry fire will help you, get used to it whenever you're live firing as well. So I want to save up for the Mantis system because it's actually a pretty cool system. It'll help me a lot in dry fire. But $250, I'm just gonna dry fire and keep on buying ammo at that point. So first drill, finally there. First drill, I want to do 10 low readies. So low ready is you want the rifle inside of your shoulder pocket. You want to be looking over the top of your optic. Basically, your gun's gonna be pointing at the base of whatever you're aiming at. So it'll be the base of my target, which is the USPSA target here. I'm gonna do a low ready up, and then put my dot right above the head box just so I can confirm an A hit. So just like that. Let me get the timer out for our sake so it's not awkward. Now, I don't have a specific part time to do this at, so I'm just gonna set it to go off on a delay, and we'll do 10 low ready ups from low ready. So, all right, ready guys? Stand by. And just like that. So we'll do 9 more of those. Stand by. 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 I'm not sure if that was 10 or not, but I'll call it right there. So basically what I'm doing in what I'm being aware of in my low ready ups is not looking at the dot when I see it coming to my sight, but looking at a spot on the target and putting my dot on that target. Target aware, being target aware versus dot aware is, well, it's not called dot aware, but just basically you don't want to be staring at your dot, because in recoil you'll be wanting to follow your dot everywhere, and getting your shots back on target after you're watching your dot will probably be a little bit more harder if you're just watching your target. So we go from low ready. We can do high ready as well. So high ready, same thing here. So what I was taught was instead of in your shoulder pocket, you want to be kind of underneath the wing of your arm here, or into your armpit, whichever one's more comfortable for you. And you want your muzzle to be lined up with what you want to aim at. So this part of your muzzle right here should be lined up with, I have a little a sticky note or a piece of tape on the target right there. So I'll be putting my muzzle, hovering that over, and then the motion is punching out, pulling in, and your dot should be right where you want to aim at. So it'll be punching out, pulling in, and your dot's where you want to aim at. I prefer high ready, but a lot of places where I go shoot, they either do low ready or on belt. A lot of places do on belt, and on belt is similar to high ready, but on belt is kind of more of an exaggerated push out. So something like that. But I'll just do high ready just to keep it similar for everyone's sake. So I'll do 10 from high ready. Stand by. I'm just making sure that I get the gun far out enough so I can pull it back into my shoulder aggressively. Stand by. 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 Let's do one more. Stand by. Just like that. Okay, next what I want to do is I want to explain to you guys the difference between the matches that I shoot. So Axe is a tactical based match based on somewhat real principles. You want to treat the match as if you would treat a real life scenario. So it's very CQB based. They stress the importance of cover and exposure calls. If you expose yourself to a target, it will give you a time penalty instead of you getting shot in the back of the head. But with the other games that I shoot, which is kind of like two gun things, gamer matches, which was similar to the LGC outlaw match that I did, none of those rules really apply. It's about shooting things as fast as you can see them. So this match that I'm preparing for on Friday is a night shoot, so I'll be practicing mostly just light manipulation, or honestly having my light on the whole time, but I don't have to worry about cover or exposure calls because none of that really matters in this type of game. So I like to practice for whatever I know I'm going to be encountering. So Friday, the most important thing right now is being able to move, get to a position where I want to shoot, and transitioning hard. So in this draft fire session, we're not going to do any cover like leaning or stuff like that. We'll do a little bit more moving and shooting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from one position. I'm going to go low ready from one position up onto a target, transition to another target while moving to a different position. So it'll be position A and B. This will be position A. And I'll walk over to position B. Simple, just like that. We're doing a little bit of movement, but it's not too much hard. It's not too hard because it's a very short movement, and a couple steps really won't disturb your sights as much. So I'll show you guys how I like to do it. So I'm gonna start from a belt ready because that's mostly probably what I'm going to be doing at this match on Friday. I may manipulate my light. I just don't want to blind you guys. If I do blind you guys, just be aware that there might be some bright flashes on screen. I won't strobe you. It'll just be a couple bright flashes. So let's start from here. I'll go belt ready from, stock on belt up into the head box here, and then walk over to position B, transitioning to the head box over there. So we'll do a standby. I felt my optic jumping around just a little bit. My movement wasn't stable enough, so I know to practice that in the next one. So I'll do the same thing from B to A this time. Stand by. It's a little bit better. Keep getting my stock caught up on my shirt. Stand by. Stand by. Stand by. Stand by. Let's do 2 more. Stand by. Let's do the last one. Stand by. Boom, just like that. So if you notice, I'm flicking my safety on and off every single time. I'm not missing a beat when it comes to that, because that's probably the most important thing. Whenever you are moving and not shooting at something, safety on. You don't want to have an accident. Get your finger in the trigger guard, pull the trigger, finger outside of trigger guard at all times. The basic safety stuff. A lot of you guys should know this stuff, but it's easier said than done, I will say that. That's why you gotta put it in practice. That's why I do it so much in dry fires, because you just can't miss a step when it comes to safety and competition. So from there, I can do, what's one more thing I could do? Okay, this will be a little extra. Adding to the moving and shooting aspect of this thing, I kind of want to do this. That's what I usually do. Let's see if anything's in the camera. Let's move this over here. So this is one thing I like to do in my spare time as well. As you can see, I have an angle outside of the door. So from here to here, and then here. I like to do a little bit of movement past a wall or a visual obstruction, which is my wall. You'll see on the GoPro camera. But I like to do same thing, either low or high ready from this position here. Draw the target, transition to this target, safety on, run here, look at a target in this room, which will be my baby picture right there. Sorry, also my room's a fucking mess. We're changing sheets and shit right now. My baby picture, safety off, safety back on, come back around on this target here, and then transition to body target here. So that's one thing I like to do in my spare time. Maybe if you can find something similar to this in your area, it'll be a lot easier for you to follow along with me. But I just wanted to show you guys this is like a really good drill for me, because it gives me a chance to practice safety, manipulation, targets and transitions, and viewing targets past barricades. So I'll show you a couple iterations of that, and then we can go from there. So if you need to take a second to try to build out something like this in your small space or your large space, whatever you have, do that. But I'm gonna start right now. Low ready, present, run here, present here, come back, body, body. So let's give that a try. Let's do low ready. Stand by. Just like that. This shit is fun. I like this a lot. I like moving and shooting a lot, so this is one of my favorite drills. Stand by. And when I'm getting to this corner, I don't know if you can notice or not, but I'm getting to the corner, safety's on, I'm tucking in like this, so I'm pulling the stock over my shoulder, which allows me to get the gun in closer, as well as being able to move around barricades a lot easier. So I'm getting the gun in as close as I can to my body while maintaining my 180 and punching back out the same way I would do if I was doing a high ready. Same thing back in, safety on, maintaining my muzzle awareness, come back out and transition over to another target. So that's one thing you gotta get used to when it comes to moving around barricades, is making sure you're getting your rifle in and out of a barricade the correct way without breaking the 180. You can either go muzzle up, muzzle down. I like to go muzzle down because it feels a lot better to come off like that rather than coming off like that. So it's all your personal preference. So all right, let's do 2 more of these, and then I'll get out of your guys' ear. Stand by. Stand by. One small tip as well, if you do want to pull your trigger, obviously make sure that you're empty still, nothing in the mag well. With your safety off and there's nothing in the gun and your bolt locked back, your trigger gives you a little bit of play. So this is safety on. Safety off, your trigger gives you a little bit more play, so you can actually pull the trigger and kind of get that same motion, but it's not the same obviously if you were shooting. There's no recoil, but it gives you a little bit of motion. So that's actually what I do sometimes. I'm probably gonna do it for my last rep here, just so I can get some trigger pull reps in. Whew. All right, low ready, stand by. And sometimes you bang up the fucking door, Jesus Christ. Well, it happens, I guess. All right, let's do 2 more. Let's do 2 more from belt ready. Stand by. Stand by. Just like that. That's some of my favorite drills I like to do. You can do a bunch of different combinations of low ready and high ready things, but the movement is kind of my thing. I really like doing the movement stuff. So that's pretty much it for another basics of rifle dry fire that I like to do, especially preparing for a match like the one I have this Friday. Obviously you guys will see what the match looks like after I post the video this Friday. I don't know which one will be out first, that video or this video, but you'll see it when you see it. So if you stuck around for this entire thing, I really appreciate you. Make sure you like and subscribe to the video. I don't have many original ideas when it comes to dry fire. I'm just sharing the stuff that I know. I'm just another 27-year-old dude trying to get better at this shit. So hopefully we make bigger strides over the next year. This year was actually a really good time for me when it comes to placing well and shooting well in general. So winter time, I'm busting out dry fire like crazy. I may invest in a Mantis system too because it's really cool. So if you guys stick around, you might see that. If you like the shirt, go to heavymetallife.com. The guy Heavy has these for sale on his website. I really love this shirt a lot. It's probably one of my favorite shirts that he has. Check it out. The link will be in the description for that. Like I said, thank you guys for watching again. I'll catch you guys in the next video.